Hey there, quirky folks! I am your host, Anna, and today we're going to look at the fourth and final member of Black Adam's JSA, Dr. Fate.
Pain in my city wherever I go.
Black Adam.
We're here to negotiate your peaceful surrender.
Heard about at least 3 killings this afternoon.
So far, we've covered the likes of Hawkman, who is the leader of the team, Atom Smasher, the guy who can grow huge, and Cyclone, who is an airbender. And now it's time to look at the strongest and the founding member of the squad, Kent Nelson, aka Dr. Fate. Played by former James Bond Pierce Brosnan, DC is finally introducing someone who could take on the likes of MCU's Doctor Strange. While his appearance and mystical prowess reminds us of Doctor Strange, let me tell you that he is a very different character. So far, he has had several appearances in animated shows like Justice League Unlimited, and he even made a live-action appearance in Smallville. But Black Adam is where we will truly get to embrace Kent Nelson in all his glory. Before he arrives in the movie, let's learn a little bit about his origin and his powers.
Here we go.
Dr. Fate is a powerful sorcerer who fights against evil as an agent for the Lords of Order. He made his debut back in More Fun Comics, issue number 55, which came out in 1940. So yeah, he is much older than Doctor Strange. He is accompanied by Nabu, who resides in his magical helmet and acts as his spiritual guide and mentor. Along with the helmet, his powers also come from his cloak and his amulet. He is the son of an archaeologist called Swen Nelson. Once upon a time back in 1920, Swen and his son went on an expedition in Mesopotamia, and they came across an underground pyramid. Here, Kent released the immortal being Nabu, who was trapped there in suspended animation. Nabu hailed from the planet Celia, and had been trapped in the pyramid for centuries. Kent was excited to see him, but sadly while releasing Nabu, he accidentally released a poisonous gas that killed his father. Seeing the grief-stricken boy, Nabu took Kent under his wing. He taught him science that was so advanced that it actually became called magic. Then as Kent grew up, he took on his blue and golden suit and became Dr. Fate. But then his origin story kept on getting retold. Readers discovered that Kent Nelson didn't become Dr. Fate, but he was possessed by a separate entity called Dr. Fate. And then it was revealed that Nabu wasn't actually an alien, but an eternal Lord of Order. So as Kent finished his training, Nabu commanded him to free his spirit from his body. As an independent spirit, Nabu would have finally merged with Kent. But ultimately, he began to reside in Kent's helmet. So when Kent wears his helmet, he and Nabu become one. Together, they're arguably the strongest sorcerers in the entire DC universe.
And Nabu wasn't much of a talker, but when I had that helmet on, it was like I didn't need to hear him at all. Like, I knew what to do.
And then there's Kent's wife, Inza, who plays a huge role in his fight against evil. She allows Dr. Fate to reach his full potential. Now speaking of his potential, let's look at his powers and abilities. Being a very knowledgeable practitioner of magic, you've got to believe that Dr. Fate knows thousands of spells. He could literally do things that range between anything and everything. Nabu provided Kent Nelson with a limited set of powers and the ability to use magic. But the major source of his strength is obviously his helmet. When he wears his helmet, he is granted with magic that's hitherto undreamt of. His superhuman strength grows significantly. He becomes insanely durable. There was an instant in the comics where Spectre, one of the most powerful beings in the DC universe, threw him through infinite dimensions. And Dr. Fate was actually able to survive that. Wearing the helmet, he also becomes invulnerable. He is able to fly and phase through objects. He can even lift objects through telekinesis. Using a magical energy, he is able to generate and fire concentrated beams of power that would prove to be lethal against any opponent. He can also teleport himself and others. You'd be surprised to know that Dr. Fate can even tell if someone's intentions are good or evil by detecting their aura. He can summon some really strong mystical objects. For instance, he once brought in chains that were so strong that Superman was able to use them to pull continents apart. He can also summon mystical lightning. He can create force fields that protect him and others from energy-based attacks and other attacks. Some of his abilities are indeed similar to Doctor Strange, as he is able to perform astral projections. He can project illusions and call in multiple versions of himself at once. And in the Black Adam trailer, we even saw him using a mirror dimension-like attack. So clearly, Dr. Fate has got all sorts of crazy abilities. Apart from his helmet, he possesses the powerful Amulet of Anubis. This amulet also enables his magical abilities. And then there's the Cloak of Levitation. The Cloak of Destiny. This cloak allows Dr. Fate to resist fire, chaos, magic, and other mystical attacks. Besides these powers that he possesses as a sorcerer, Kent Nelson is a capable surgeon. He has a doctorate degree in archaeology, He is proficient with combat styles like jiu-jitsu, and he can even speak multiple languages. So really, he's a complete package that even supersedes Doctor Strange. Removing his helmet does weaken him significantly, but he just becomes unbeatable wearing it. So are you guys excited to see Dr. Fate and Black Adam? Do you think he should get his own series or perhaps a movie after his DCEU debut? Let us know in the comments. Hit the like and the subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to check out other Black Adam videos that I've placed at the end. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one.